After 9 episodes of DC vs. Marvel, Battle of the Comic Book Values in the 1960s, we arrive at last to the last year of the decade, 1969. How many of the top 10 comic books did I buy in 1969 and still own? Stay tuned for the video. Hi comic book guys and gals, I'm Joe, and welcome to the Anachronic Comics channel. So, beginning in 1962, Marvel began dominating the top 10 list of the most valuable comic books with the introduction of its superhero line. Now, Marvel continues to have the majority of the top 10 in 1969. Let's count them down. At number 10, we find Thor, number 160, with a cover date of January 1969. A 9.8 goes for an FMV of $9,000. The cover was by Jack Kirby and Vince Colletta, and the story by Stan Lee. It's a key with Galactus hunting down Ego the Living Planet. At number 9, we have Showcase number 80, with a cover date of February 1969. With a terrific cover by Neil Adams, a 9.8 goes for an FMV of $11,000. The cover story, Men Call Me the Phantom Stranger, was written by Gary Friedrich. It sets up the next 2 stories in this issue. Another key, it's the first appearance of the Phantom Stranger in the Silver Age. Another Thor book comes in at number 8, Thor number 165, with a cover date of June 1969. It comes in at $17,600 present value for a 9.8. Another cover by Jack Kirby and Vince Colletta, and a story by Stan Lee. This key gives us the first full appearance of him, who you know became Adam Warlock. For number 7, we have an Avengers book, number 62, with a cover date of March 1969. The cover is by John Buscema and the story by Roy Thomas. A 9.8 goes for an FMV of $19,500. A key, the story gives us the first appearance of M'Baku, aka Man-Ape, the leader of the White Gorilla cult. Number 6 is the first of 2 Silver Surfer books. Silver Surfer number 9 has a cover date of October 1969. The cover is by John Buscema and the story by Stan Lee. A 9.8 has an FMV of $23,000. The Silver Surfer fights Mephisto to save his soul. Now before we get to the top 5, I ask you to zap that like button. It's easy peasy. Thanks. Okay, here are the top 5 valued comic books in this battle for 1969 dominance. At number 5, we see Silver Surfer number 7, with a cover date of August 1969. The cover is by John and Sal Buscema, and the 2 stories by Stan Lee. A 9.8 has an FMV of $29,000. Although not listed as a key, Lee adopts a liberal approach to the Frankenstein story as we meet the Silver Surfer, Frankenstein. At number 4, we have the second Phantom Stranger book, this time Phantom Stranger number 1, with a cover date of June 1969. The cover art is credited to Bill Drought. The book includes reprints of Phantom Stranger stories for the 1950s and the new story written by Mike Friedrich. A 9.4 comes in at a present value of $29,950. With number 3, we go to Incredible Hulk Special number 2, with a cover date of October 1969. A 9.2 has an FMV of $39,000. The cover art is by Herb Trimpe and Sam Rosen. It's considered a key, reprinting the origin of the Hulk, as well as a number of stories from early Hulk comic books. Number 2 on the list is Captain America number 117, with a cover date of September 1969. A 9.8 goes for an FMV of $78,000. Cover art is by Gene Colan and the story by Stan Lee. A significant key It has the first appearance and origin of the Falcon, Sam Wilson, the first African-American superhero in mainstream comics. Now, the #1 most valuable DC and Marvel comic of 1969 is Silver Surfer #4, with a cover date of February 1969. A 9.8 comes in at an FMV of $125,000. The iconic cover art is by John and Sal Buscema, and the story by Stan Lee. A major key, this is the first battle of the Silver Surfer versus Thor, and the second appearance of Mephisto. Now, prices for this book are on the rise. A 9.0 recently sold for $4,320 versus the average of $3,673, 18% higher than the previous 12-month average. So Marvel does continue its dominance with 8 books totaling $339,000. DC has 2 books totaling $41,000. The 10 comic books can be yours for $380,000. As I mentioned, for 1968, my comic book buying was starting to lessen. In 1969, I was a sophomore in college, and although I still was buying a few comic books here and there, I don't have any of the top 10 books for this year. So I've had fun bringing this series to you, and I hope you have enjoyed it as well. Now, I've been asked to do other series similar to this, and I'm considering those. If you want to request a series similar to this one, let me know in the comments section, and I'll consider it. So now, if you enjoyed this entry in this series, and you want to see the prior entries in this series, click here for the entire series, and here for recent comic book crowd show. Thanks for watching. Don't forget that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Be well, and I'll see you soon.